Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very good friend with me today. Can you introduce yourself to the people?
Larry Gardner.
Yes, sir, man. Today we're going to be talking about the truth about Sunday and where did Sunday actually come from, guys. So make sure you guys stick around. Now, Brother Larry, it says in the Bible in Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 through 17, that's the 10 commandments, right? And one of those commandments say is to remember the Sabbath. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's one meat of it. And like you say, that's part of the reading of the law. In the 10 Commandments, they say, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. You talk to a lot of people and they say, well, that can be any day. No, that's not true. We just can't continue to put words in the Bible. We got to go according to what the Bible say.
Right.
And just like you say in the 10 Commandments, say remember the Sabbath day.
Mm-hmm.
You go into Ezekiel 12, it's 13 to 14. It says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Right.
For God should judge every man according to his work." You know what I'm talking about? You go into Revelations. It says, "Blessed is he that keep his commandments, that he may enter in through the gates into the city." You know what I'm saying? So those are the reading of the law. You know what I'm saying? So the Sabbath day is very important to keep. You know what I'm saying?
And when you actually Google this, when you Google the Sabbath day, it actually says Saturday. So why do you think that people worship on Sunday besides Saturday?
Man, the Lord broke it all the way down. He said that we was going to go into captivity, because of our iniquities, and that we was going to learn, the paganism ways, and about the paganism gods.
Mm-hmm.
So as we came over here through captivity, we're learning, we're picking up stuff like that. Sunday was never the Sabbath. Sunday is day number one. You look at the calendar, that's day one.
Right.
The Sabbath day is the last day.
Which is Saturday.
Right. 6 days shalt thou work, and the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Mm-hmm. That's the day you worship.
Right.
So that's very important, and we got to get back to keeping that Sabbath day 7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we got to get stuff. We can't just say, well, any day can be the Sabbath. It's not written like that.
Right.
You go into the 10 Commandments that we all say we believe in. It clearly says, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou work, and the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm actually reading here. I just discovered that, and I'm gonna give you guys the source here. You can find this in the World Scope Encyclopedia, Volume 11, guys, and this comes from sun worship, and it's originated from the Roman Emperor Constantine. Now it says in 321 AD, he declared Sunday to be the Christian day of worship. People would face death if they worked or sold on that day, and the behaste of Catholic Church. So basically, guys, even in the world history books, it says that Sunday was forced upon us. Saturday is the true Sabbath day of God, not Sunday. How do you feel about that?
Man, you hit it on the point. Sunday, that's why they call it Sunday sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday sunrise, because as the sun is coming up, that's why you worship in the sun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Early Sunday sunrise. Mm-hmm. That's the unconcord God. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, Dia Sola.
Don Solas, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You worship in the sun God. The Lord said, he gave in Ezekiel 20, I gave you the Sabbath to be a sign between me and you, that you might know that I am your Lord, that sanctify thee. You know what I'm saying? So what is the sign on Sunday? You know what I'm saying?
It's Sun's Day, and actually Sun's Day translates to Don Soli.
That's the day of the Uncle Cord sun that you worship that was created by a Roman, like you say, a Roman emperor called Constantine.
Yeah.
He created that Sunday worship. That don't have, that you can't find that nowhere in the Bible where it says we can worship on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I have some more notes here when it comes to sun worship. Can I just read this for them?
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, and this comes from Groller Universal Encyclopedia, Volume 9, on page 553, and it says, "quote sun worship unquote, a form of nature worship which dates from remote antiquities. It was practiced throughout the period of human history." To a considerable extent among people somewhat higher in the scale of civilization than a nomadic tribes. In this form of religious worship, the sun and moon are regarded as companions, sometimes as brother and sister or husband and wife. They are hailed to be the rulers of the earth. So this comes from the Encyclopedia of Groller Universal, Volume 9, page 553, guys. So how do you feel about that?
And it's all facts. I mean, just like in Hosea 4:6, the Lord said, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge."
Yeah, for
You rejected knowledge, therefore I should reject you. You know what I'm saying? You forgotten the law of the Lord, therefore I shall forget your children. You see what I'm saying? So it's on us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have to get out this paganism and follow what we're supposed to follow. I have a thing with pastors, the Sunday pastors, because they all through the Bible.
I almost walked in a Sunday church on Sunday when I was working one time, and
that simple thing. What can you tell your people that's in there? You leading them to the lake of fire.
Yeah.
Because you should know that's basic.
Mm-hmm.
That your worship should be on Saturday. You know what I'm saying, on the Sabbath day, and not Sunday. What is you doing on Sunday?
Right.
In there, So I mean, that's the start. That's where we got to start.
Yeah.
At least worship on the right day.
Exactly.
Like I say, Sunday is the day of the unconcord God, Dies Solar. You worship in the sun as it come up. That's why they say early morning sunrise.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what that's all about. The day the Roman Emperor Constantine gave the Romans, and we just kept our paganism, because we came over here, you know what I'm saying, and so we learning their ways and learning their gods.
Yeah.
So you worshiping the wrong God on Sunday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we need to be careful. We wonder why why this ain't happening, or why
why is this happening to me?
This is part of it, and with this right here, we gonna try to educate a few people, because once they listen to it and hear it, now you can't say you haven't heard it.
Yeah.
The Lord, this is just me. I always feel that the Lord is some kind of way gonna let everybody know, before the white throne judgment. And with this here, the people that's listening, now they ain't gonna be able to say that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because now you're hearing it.
Hearing it right now.
Yeah.
You guys are hearing it right now. So, I mean, look, take it or leave it, guys. But this isn't coming from me or Brother Larry right here. This is coming from God himself. And it also says in the 10 Commandments that he will bless 1,000 generations that love him. So if you're at least trying to make an effort to worship God on his day, like you're gonna see some kind of blessings, guys. You're gonna see some kind of change in your life. So I fully agree with that. And when it comes to Sunday worship, I'm gonna give you another reading here in Groller Universal, Encyclopedia, Volume 9. Sunday, first day of the week. Its name comes from the first day of the Roman week, Don Soli, Sunday, like we were just talking about. Christianity interpreted the name as referring to Christ, the Son of Righteousness, and set aside this day as a weekly celebration of Christ's resurrection. For Christians, Sunday replaced the Jewish Saturday Sabbath as the day of worship and rest. And you can find this in the Universal Encyclopedia of Groller, Volume 9, page 553.
It's serious. I mean, let's go through the 10 Commandments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the Lord thy God, that brought thee out of the land of Egypt. out of the house of abundance. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not bow down to anybody. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I am the Lord thy God. I'm a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children until the third and fourth generations of them that love me. That hate me, visit and showing mercy to thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Right.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day.
Yeah.
To keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath to the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven, the earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Yeah. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God give thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not convert thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not convert thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Yeah, man. And I think a lot of people need to start realizing that the Ten Commandments really is just a form of modern day laws in general. If you steal, you go to jail. If you kill, in some states, you get the death penalty. And I mean, if you commit adultery, I mean, 9 times out of 10, if one of the spouses found out, you're gonna get, you're gonna get punished for that. So me personally, sin is just a way, it's just a quick way to death, guys. Like, if I want to just say this, sin is a obstruction of the law.
You gotta remember, First John 3, First John chapter 3 verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
What is sin? The transgression of the law. What is the law?
The
Ten Commandments. So if you're not keeping the 10 Commandments, you are sinning.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We're locked under sin until Jesus come back. You know what I'm talking about? And I mean, and you have to keep them commandments. You know what I'm saying? So that's important. You hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, I'm blessed. I'm blessed." You can't really say that because he endures to the end.
Right. He didn't come yet.
You haven't passed yet. You haven't. So you're not at the end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he endures to the end and say, he said that in Matthew 10, and he said that again in Matthew 24. He endures all the way to the end. That's the end of your life is saved. Right. So you can't just say, "Oh, I'm blessed." Jesus said in Isaiah 65, I think 1 through 4. He say those who the holy ones. Mm-hmm. He say they are smoke in my nose, a fire that burn all the day.
Yeah,
you know what
irritation.
I'm saying? Because you can't. It's a thing you have to go through. The Lord said He'll have His reward with Him. You know what I'm saying? So you have to. You'll get it when He come back. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about you saying I'm saved. You know what I'm saying? It's about you trying to keep them commandments.
Right, for sure.
To make it to the end.
Mm-hmm.
To be saved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly right. So I want to bring up another topic before we end this video. So how do you feel about Seventh-day Adventists? Now I know they celebrate Easter. Mm-hmm. So do you feel like Seventh-day Adventists are still getting it wrong? Because they go to church on Saturday. That's why I asked.
The thing with the Seventh-day Adventist is you have to remember they go to church on Saturday, but they still partake in that Friday, that Good Friday, and that Easter, because they had it mixed up. If you go into John's 19:31, when Jesus died, they didn't want to keep him on the cross.
Yeah.
Because the Sabbath day was the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they brought him down, and with the Seventh-day Adventists, they thought it was Friday, because the Sabbath day was the next day. That's Saturday.
Right. Because they still believe in Good Friday.
Right. But actually, it was a high day. We got 7 high days. You can see that. You can read about that in Leviticus 23, and that's a whole nother thing. We don't even keep the high day. We keep Thanksgiving and Easter and Christmas and
pagan
and all these pagan. But Jesus said in Leviticus 23, keep my high days. You know what I'm saying? You keep my 7 annual day, high days. You know what I'm saying? So with the 7-day Adventist, when Jesus died, it was a high day, which would have been that Thursday. Jesus died on Wednesday.
Wednesday, right?
You see what I'm saying? So the high day, it wasn't an annual Sabbath day, which would have been Saturday. It was a high day, which the high day was Thursday. So they put him down, took him off the cross on a Wednesday. And see, that's where the 7-day Adventists got us mixed up at. Right. And that's the only thing with them with that Friday to Sunday thing. You know what I'm saying? They went along with that, even though they worship on Saturday. They don't understand that Jesus died on a high day. Right. And all they got to do is go, like I said, to John 19, verse 31. They can read all about it.
Right. So I just want to read something here. This comes from the last 2 million years, page 84. And this is the origin of Easter. And I quote, "The Hebrews and or Jews, relatively small in numbers, though they were saw themselves from the start as a distant people because of their belief in Yahweh or Jehovah, they despised the paganisms and superstitions of their neighbors along the Mediterranean coastal strip. The Jews were particularly scornful of the Syrian religions, centered as it was around a fertility goddess who worshipped, demanded, scared temple prostitutes." Yeah.
See, people have to remember, Brother V. I mean, it's all written right there. I mean, we have to get away. That's what another thing I can't wrap my head around these Sunday preachers. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I mean, because they know. In Jeremiah 12, verse 10, Jesus said, "Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard." In Isaiah 29:13, he said, "The fear of me shall be taught by the precepts of men." That's just people, blabbing out saying anything. You go into Romans 10:15 when they asked how would they preach, he said, "Preach how it is written."
Right.
So we supposed to preach how it's written, not
how we feel about
what we think. You see what I'm saying? So now, when you go into Good Friday, you are not going to get 3 days. Jesus was in the heart of the earth, which is the grave,
on a Wednesday
for 3 days.
Right.
You're not going to get 3 days from Good Friday
to
Easter Sunday.
Right.
And then the pastor let you come in there with the Easter eggs, like you say. That now you worshiping the goddess Esther,
of fertility,
the goddess of fertility. The babies and the orgies. Right. And everybody happy Easter with the. You know what I'm saying? And the preacher.
Well, hold on, Mr. Gardner. Where do you get that prophecy from? At the Old Testament, what prophet stayed in the belly for 3 days and 3 nights?
Jonah.
Jonah. Yeah, Jonah.
Okay, let's go back to Jonah.
Yeah,
because it's all it had already been predicted.
What was
going to be? He's going to be in that belly of the whale for 3 days, 3 nights, and same way with Jesus, 3 days, 3 nights. So let's go back all the way to Jonah with the Old Testament, because nowadays they said the Old Testament don't matter, and it does matter. So let's go back to the Old Testament, because if you look on Paul writing, everything Paul wrote went back to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Paul got all his writing and his laws and everything from the Old Testament. Right. But now since we got these New Testament Christians, what do you do?
Well, we could go back. You can go into Matthew 12:40. You know what I'm saying? Jesus said the only sign that I'm going to give you is Jonah in the belly of the whale for the 3 days. Okay. And Jesus was, like I say, in the heart of the earth for the 3 days and 3 nights. So now, going back to, just for a quick second, going back from Friday to Sunday, you can't get them 3 days.
Right.
So now, if you go into Daniel 9. 20 through 27, and you read, it say the Messiah was cut off after 3 scores and 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3.5 days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 3 scores and 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? That's 3.
But Larry, a lot of people don't know what 3 scores.
Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's
a lot of
three and a
people-
half
so
years,
what?
right? 3.5 years, right?
Okay, 3.5 years. Let's be.
Okay, so
a
now-
lot of people is
Yeah,
don't
right.
know.
That's why I'm
So
trying to
it's
give them.
3
That's why I'm trying to
scores,
give them the
2 days.
verse.
So
Daniel
what
9.
day did Jesus
So
really
okay,
die?
that's what I'm saying. So now we
Based upon
okay, so
the Bible.
Okay, so now we
and
say
not our term.
okay, so now we saying the Sabbath day. We
What day is the Sabbath day?
Saturday.
considered?
We've been through that. Day.
Okay.
We went through that Saturday.
Okay.
So now if you count
Let's
from
get it
if you
correct,
count
because
from
a lot of
if you
people
count
feel
if you
like they
count
don't
if you count
understand.
3.5 from Saturday, you know it's gonna put you mid Wednesday.
Right. For
You
sure.
see what I'm saying? Gonna put you Wednesday right before evening, sundown.
Okay, so let's stop there. So Wednesday, because sometimes we really have to get
To the
Well,
bottom.
well,
third grade level.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
on people.
well-
Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. If Jesus died on Wednesday at midday, so then you got Thursday midday, Friday midday, Saturday.
Right.
Saturday is the Sabbath
Sabbath
day.
day.
Right.
You cannot get Friday,
There you go.
Saturday, and Sunday.
Right. She just
For all you people,
Right. She
come
just
on.
put you- she
Y'all
just
know
put you-
math.
So now-
1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So let's get it understanding that
There you go.
you can't get it no other way.
So now,
Right.
Okay.
there you go. Now you know that Good Friday, Jesus didn't die on Good Friday.
And why is that?
Go to
Hold
Daniel
on.
9,
Okay.
verses 20 through 27. You know, count from the Sabbath day and count to 3.5 days. Now you know Jesus died mid Wednesday.
But babe,
Mute, yeah.
babe,
Mhm.
let them Google Good Friday. What is the Good Friday?
I don't know what's good about Friday.
What
but
about
they call it Good
why
Friday.
not a Good Thursday,
I
Good
don't know what that
Tuesday,
is.
Good Wednesday?
Yeah.
What is the Good Friday?
Right.
What does that consist of? Could you tell me what a Good Friday consists of?
I don't know.
I mean, me.
What do the?
I'm not sure.
Hey, everything is so biblical. You could go to the internet. You could call Alexis.
Well, that's
What
a-
does Good Friday mean? Google it.
I mean, in Google, it means
But-
that the day that Jesus died. That's what it. That's what
Well,
they
said
think.
now. Who-
That's what they
who is
think.
they? I
The
want
Roman
the day
Catholics.
fixed.
Roman Catholic.
Catholic.
The
Roman Catholics.
Catholics say Jesus died on.
Yeah,
So
that's
so
where it comes from.
so
the
now.
Pope. The Pope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did he come
The
from
abomination of
The Pope.
desolation.
The
My
Pope.
The Pope.
You got. I mean, the Pope also.
This is the same Roman Pope in 70 AD that took up along the Syrians, and then you got the Babylonians, then you got the Persians, then you got the Greeks, and then you got the Romans. These are the same.
He's the beast. Yeah.
You got it. You know this.
It's history, people.
Yeah.
History. Come on, let's read. I know all our ancestors didn't read. They didn't know how to write their name. They didn't. I'm like Candace Owens at this point. I
Facts.
give that girl her respect. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just read.
Yeah, just
Because I'm not going to do
research.
what my grandmother did. I found out that I was in the wrong political party. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm mad at my mother and my father, my aunties that all died. Because y'all stirred me in the wrong direction.
And you know,
I got a man for myself.
you know, Tony. She touched on a few things. You know, I was talking to a family member. You know, my father had passed, and you know, everybody was saying happy heavenly, you know,
I
birthday.
understand. Yeah.
And I should have kind of put a check on it. That, you know, that the whole day when it was.
But what did I do?
uh,
I told you
yeah,
that you was wrong.
But the thing when I was trying to, you know, explain to
No explanation. You be on one side or the other.
That is
And
true.
that's what I had to tell my husband.
Yeah, you can't eat at both
All,
tables.
you got,
right.
all your family members thinking it's that, and I told my husband you was wrong. Now we on this side and they on that side. So tell the truth.
Yeah, what she's
Like
saying
we've
is,
been
I didn't.
taught.
You know, it was a lot of comments. You know, everybody was sending a post. You know, happily birthday, granddad. And you know, I waited until the next day, and I tried to you know, reach out and say, well, you know, Jesus is coming back here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's nowhere in the Bible where it says that we're going up to heaven.
Right.
And I was, trying to, enlighten them with that, because some was like Sonny touched on our parents and grandparents. I'm just gonna say through their ignorance, they didn't know.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
So now, it's a whole new day. You see what I'm saying? To where somebody got to break it somewhere, and just like how we trying to break that, what I'm saying, that paganism.
Yeah.
To where your mother up in heaven. Smiling down at you. Well, Jesus said in Ezekiel 9:3-10 that the dead know nothing.
Can I just add something?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So, if I just want to add, guys, if you read in the Bible, the only person that's trying to get to heaven is Satan, the devil, guys. Nobody is trying to go to heaven. Jesus is coming back to earth. Even in the prayer, it says, his will, let his will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So his will is going to be done in heaven, but when he comes here, his will is going to be done in earth when he sit on the throne of David. So,
but also, Paul said to Galatians, Corinthians, that through Abraham's seed, everybody, all nations, it ain't nobody excluded.
Yeah.
We want these people to teach y'all. So through Abraham's seed, that's the covenant that God had with Abraham. Yeah. All of us, Asians, Koreans, ABC, XYZ, Spanish, Korean, Chinese, North Korea, South Korea, any Russian, German, everything. We are through Abraham's seeds, and that's all nations. But God wanted Israel as his seed. Israel is his seed to teach all nations. And that was promised through Abraham. And through Abraham, it was Isaac. And through Isaac, it was Jacob. And through Jacob, there you go. Now we left with Jesus that commend everybody of their sins. That way we ain't got to burn cows and cattle and goats and anything. Jesus died for everybody. That's when the veil split. It took me 51 years because I growed up as a Baptist church. My auntie had a basement church. We was Baptist and Lutheran. We was all kind of religion. We didn't even know what it was. Well, all we knew is we was serving Jesus. But was it really Jesus? But then you go back and see. Have you been deceived? Jesus said, don't let no man deceive you. Mm-hmm. I was deceived. It took me 2, 3, 4 months. And I asked Jesus, why was I deceived? But I felt better afterwards. So I have mercy. I feel sorry for my parents that died before me, that they didn't get that message. But guess what? I'm going to look. I tell my daughters, my sons, look, hey, this the right. I tell my sisters now, my sister Tabitha Taylor, right now you thinking I'm jumping into some cult. Baby, I finally found the real one. But this is what God said, and I read it, and you need to read it too. I love you. I love my enemies. God knows I feel sorry for them because I see what's coming ahead of us. And if you get that understanding, then you will understand and see why I feel the way I feel.
And Jesus is the veil. Now you go through Jesus. You know what I'm talking about? Jesus is what you call the intercessor. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? That's and the Father only listens to the intercessor. Even back in Moses' time, remember when they rebelled in the wilderness? Mm-hmm. And when Moses came down, they had that pact. Jesus was trying to kill everybody. Yeah. Until Moses intervened.
Okay, can I stop that? Mm-hmm. I want to. When they say Jesus go, but do y'all know God killed the whole earth by flooding it with Noah? Because people, but people is not. They not scared.
Yeah,
the first thing of knowledge is the fear of God. Mm-hmm. God flooded this whole earth, and He looked at. I made a mistake by making man. You should feel some type of way when your God look like, dang, he made a mistake by making us.
Right.
And,
I feel sick at the stomach that
I never thought about
my
that.
Heavenly Father feeling like, dang, I shouldn't have made them.
yeah, let me.
Is something wrong with you? Something wrong with you? Have you thought about it? Really?
Nah.
Because didn't God say he shouldn't have made man? So now, when somebody say he should have made man, you should be like, what the?
Right.
God? But this is how God felt about us. Because humans think we know everything. We know how to do this, we know how to do that. Well, guess what? I'm gonna be on Jesus' thing.
And can I just say one thing?
It's scary. Y'all need to realize this stuff is really scary.
Yeah, and then it's crazy that a lot of people forget that Ishmael was blind to God. So when it comes to the covenant, if you're not under the covenant, guys, God really don't know you. So you really gonna have to.
And what's the covenant? Come on, let's break it down to him.
Well, if you want to explain to him, brother, because I know
What is the covenant? Because a lot of people don't know. If we're gonna sit up there and tell these people, let them know what they're getting into. What is the covenant?
You have to be circumcised.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the covenant? And the covenant.
Yeah, the
Circumcision, obey his 10 commandments,
and,
and what else?
And his statutes.
And his statutes. And everybody, I can't keep it with God laws. It's to demand. No, keep his Sabbath day holy. The Sabbath day starts on Friday evening until Saturday evening. You can keep that one day without going partying and doing that. Read your Bible. Pray to your God. Don't turn no TV on. Nothing that's like leisure to you or something that has something to do. It's all about God. Give him his time. Because at the end of the week, you could be driving on the expressway and get cut off and end up dead. But give God his time. What is you doing to that you can't give this man at least 10 minutes of your time? Come on. But soon something happened to you. Oh, Lord Jesus, help me, Lord. You spent 10 minutes on praying to him.
I'm gonna go back into where we with Moses. He was gonna just to put some clarity on it. When they came out with that golden calf in the wilderness.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And the Lord was gonna destroy everybody, and by Moses being an intercessor, because the Father only listens to the intercessor. He kind of talked the Father out of it. You know what I'm saying? And after Moses, the Levites became was the intercessors. And then when Jesus died on the cross, now Jesus is the intercessor. You go through Jesus. Right. You know what I'm saying? You could say Jesus is the veil. You know what I'm saying? We were under the blood now. Going back into going into heaven. Like you touched on. It's no place in the Bible. I talked to a lot of pastors. It's nowhere in there where it say you going to heaven. It's always Jesus come. He choose this to be his dwelling place. The New Jerusalem. Where's Jerusalem? On earth. Right. You know what I'm saying? He choose to dwell down here. I can show you places in the Bible. You can go into 2 Peter verse 3. Chapter 12, where it say the earth, the heavens is on fire and it's gonna melt with a velvet heat. You know what I'm saying? You go into Isaiah 51, 1-6. We say heaven is gonna vanish like smoke. You know what I'm saying? Joel in 12:14 said heaven be no more. Right. Jesus coming down here. You go into Psalms 132, 11-15. Jesus said he choose this to be his dwelling place, New Jerusalem. Right. He's coming down here. You go into Revelations 20, 1-6. When John looked up, he said he saw the New Jerusalem, the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven. Right. You see what I'm saying? So where in there is where it's saying you going up? Like you're saying in Isaiah 14, 12-15. Isaiah 14, 12-15. That's the only place. Right. where it say somebody going up to heaven, and that was the devil. You know, that's where he came from. You know, he was the star of the morning. He had a job, but he had a good job before he messed up. He was the light bringer. He brought the truth.
Before Gabriel.
You know what I'm saying? His name was Lucifer, right, up there in heaven. You know what I'm saying? He brought the truth. He was the light bringer. You know what I'm saying? So when the Lord found iniquity and he cast out and gave him a new name. Now he called the destroyer, the devil.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now Gabriel is the spirit of truth, the light bringer. You know what I'm talking about? So when he said in Isaiah 14, 12 through 15, I want to make my home going. I want to sit, higher than Jesus. So when we at church, I'm like, well, he made his home going. The devil only place in the Bible. You look it up. Right. He the only place in the Bible say he want to make his home going up there. Jesus said you going to the ground. So you go into John 6, 47 through 68. Jesus say, who eat of my flesh and drink of my blood, I will raise him on the last day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Ezekiel 12, he say, the man you go back to the dust from where you came from, and the spirit go back into Jesus. Mm-hmm. You go into what Corinthians 15, 20 through 23, it say Jesus is the first fruit that rose, and another one won't rise until he come back. Right. You see what I'm saying? You go into Isaiah Genesis 3:19. He say, from the sweat of our face we should eat bread until we return until we return to the ground from where we came from. You see what I'm saying? So we go into the ground, brother. Right. And like I was saying earlier in Ezekiel 9, and then Jesus also say the dead don't know anything. So when they say my mom is down and up there in heaven smiling down at me, so now you saying that your mama, if she in heaven smiling down at you, so now you saying that your mama on already been judged. Right. She on already been through the white throne judgment. Right. You see what I'm saying? You see the paganism? Yeah, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You haven't returned. Ain't nobody been judged. You see what I'm saying? Jesus said, I will have my reward with me. To get every man according as their work should be done. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nobody. So how's your mama in heaven looking down? That's the paganism.
Revelation 21, verses 12 to 16.
There you go. And so I mean we gotta stop this. And so anyway, I was trying to touch on some of my family members with that, but all I can tell them is just like in John 12, 47 through 48. If you don't believe the words that's in this book, once you have heard them and read them, then you will be judged by them. You see what I'm saying? And John 16, 1 through 5, he said that people will try to hurt us. Yeah. For talking Jesus. People, but he said, but I have told you about this and prepared you. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we gonna get a lot of slack back. We was talking about it once before. You go into Mark 4, 16 and 17. You know how we feel now. The words that's going in sweet. We talking about God and we trying to, you know what I'm saying. But then people, once we start telling people about it, they're rejected. They come out bitter. That's what they talking about in Mark 4. You know what I'm saying. But you have to remember. Just like in Proverbs 16:23. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth, right, and increases learning to his lips. So we doing what we supposed to do. Now you could take them into Proverbs 23:9. The ear of the fool don't want to hear his wisdom and his word. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk into the ear of the fool because they despise my wisdom and my word. You see what I'm saying? So it's different things that you can laugh at us, but we gonna teach it to you, and we gonna teach it to you right.
Now I got blue jean on, so that's part 2. Come back and talk to me. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, just because the way I look don't mean my mind has changed. So you get on board. Yeah. You get on board because these people need to know.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do this again next time, guys. So we'll.
At the end of the day, because I want to dress like this. Because me dressing like this, I got to reach out to different type of people the same way Paul had to reach out to.
Yeah,
definitely
well,
gotta have a part two because
Yeah.
we haven't even put them on the trials.
yeah, we gon' definitely have a part two. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you guys learned something out of this discussion, and tune in next time, guys. And I'm out of here. Peace.